Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Super Day Challenge, and today we have Wicked Tuna. That is my best New England accent. Yeah, this is a National Geographic series. It's 10 seasons long. It came out in 2012. Each of the episodes are, about an hour, an hour long episode with commercials as it originally aired. So they're about, 47 minutes, 45, 47 minutes. If there were commercials, there are not. Obviously, it's Disney Plus. So yeah, it's and each of the seasons are like 10 to 15 episodes long, somewhere around there. They average out. There's probably like 150 episodes at this point of people fishing. Now, it's not just normal fishing. It's not this guy rod and a reel just sitting out in the sun, just with the hat down and just doing that. It's not that. This is hardcore fishing for tuna, bluefin tuna, up around Massachusetts, Gloucester, Massachusetts, out in those waters. This follows a number of different fishing crews, companies, commercial fishing groups that they do this to survive. They do this to live. This is bringing in one fish, depending on the size, can bring them anywhere from 3,000 to 20,000 a fish. It's no small tuna. It is some. I had no idea how big they got. I don't go around looking at tuna. It's just me. But it's I've eaten it. But man, I had no idea that they fit in those little cans, or at least a part of it apparently does. That's one fish could make a lot of tuna cans. Fill a lot of tuna cans. This is also, by the way, probably the most sweary of all the shows you'll find on Disney Plus. There is a lot of profanity in this, and only some of it's bleeped out. So yeah, the f bombs and everything else, those are all bleeped out. But oh man, they shit, asshole. They say it is probably the most profane series movie on Disney Plus. It's New England. It's Boston. It's Massachusetts. These are people not known for their restraint in language. They're they're a bit they express themselves strongly. Let's just say that. So yeah, it's an interesting show. It's not really my thing. I can't say that it's bad, but I mean, if you're into this kind of thing, obviously, people listen to crime podcasts. I don't listen to those. Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that I'm not really into fishing, and there's just an awful lot of fish, and they're abusive to their own people. But I think it's out of love. They won't admit that probably, but it's a family kind of business in many cases. But they realize that going out one day versus another could mean devastation financially, or a windfall on any other day. And they compete and they watch each other and they butt heads with competing ships. There's some that are bigger, that have more elaborate ships that they come across. I watched only the first episode. There is a ship they run across that literally just waylays one of the crews that we're following in this series, and it's not a pretty sight. It's just men screaming at each other, profanity at each other while throwing fish, and saying, "We'll see you in court." Forgive me every time I try to do an accent. It's not your fault. I'm not trying to hurt you. Anyway, yeah, Wicked Tuna. It's wicked. It's wicked. That's where they get the name, because it's the term that's most associated with, the most descriptive. It's the descriptive term most associated with the New England states. There's another one called Outer Banks that I'm sure we'll get to eventually, but this one is very much focused in this area, and I think if you watch this, you'd probably see tons of drama and growth over a 10-year period, 10 seasons. Yeah, it's something I'm not personally sticking around for. That's just me. But at the same time, while this is all about people making a living off of fishing, it's a National Geographic thing, and they're about conservation. They're about fighting for not fishing the oceans to death, kind of thing. Like dolphins and whales and everything else. These bluefin tuna have been. They tell you right up front at the very beginning of the episode, the first episode, they tell you that the amount of bluefin tuna in the oceans is about a quarter of what it used to be in the 1950s. So 70 years ago, we fished 3/4 of the bluefin out of the oceans in that time. So there's a little piece in the middle of the episode where they talk about extinction, they talk about conservation, they talk about doing things differently to keep the population alive while not fishing them to death, while also allowing these people to make a living as they have for generations. They have pretty strict regulations, the most strict regulations for shipping in any part of the world, I think. I could be wrong, but America has some pretty strict fishing regulations, especially when it comes to bluefin tuna. It is, just if this is the kind of thing you're into, you got about 150 episodes to go through. And it is, it goes, the last season I think came out in 2021, so there is a lot to watch. But yeah, go for it. But to me, it looks very cold and wet, and just verbally abusive. It just doesn't sound like a good way to make a living. I can get that inside my own head. Well, don't need to go outside for it. All right, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
266.
266. 266. There we go. Oh, hey, you know what? We were doing so good with the shorts, so many of them. Now we're getting documentaries. Well, 2 in a row. We'll see if it's a trend if tomorrow, but what we're going to see here is simply Jungle Cat. Jungle Cat. I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. I don't think we need to really read into that. That's not. If it's something else than about cats who live in a jungle, something's really wrong with their marketing team for these shows. Anyway, documentary, docuseries maybe, probably National Geographic. I have no idea, but we'll find out tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Jungle Cat. See you then.